Today is the 15th of June 2013. It's a Saturday, and I'm continuing this series of video film recordings. The first today is I begin with a factual sort of story, and the location is New York. Its title is Family Matters. He was in a house in suburban New York, talking face to face and also on the telephone with relatives, most whom were unfamiliar. Some he was seeing for the very first time. Most of them were women, glamorous, independent, owning their own cars, proudly declaring what they were graduates of, and he listened in awe. Earlier, as he journeyed from Baltimore to New York on the early express train, he conversed with an elderly gentleman seated next to him. The man was offering the newspaper he had finished perusing, the Philadelphia Inquirer. A former journalist, he needed more time to speculate on his experiences ahead of him in New York. Too many unknown factors. He did the right thing. Instead of linking up with relatives immediately after arriving, he intimated strangers. He had made an advance booking for one room for 2 nights in a private house. His hosts did their subletting through an agency that advertised in magazines and newspapers read by academics. The other guest was a middle-aged Russian, French, English-speaking lady who said she was a writer. One day passed before he made his first contact. A lawyer he had known that, but wasn't sure when they were or when he would recognize her. He did as he walked into the main office. He walked over to her and pressed his cheeks to hers. While doing so, he looked into her eyes and saw everything. The numerous years that had elapsed were swept aside and instantly replaced by a sense of it doesn't matter anymore. He was only a first cousin, yet they were treating him like a brother. He intended it to be a short visit, but an offer of crab meat and rice from the nearby Thai, Thai, takeaway was irresistible. At the end of the day, he always felt he had or he hadn't achieved enough. But today he was unsure what to think. His relative imposed restrictions that he complied, retiring early and waking up early next day, and eventually he became aware that he was in New York. Closing this out with some ad-libbing, and that journey to New York was made from Maryland, or Baltimore, Maryland, and it was a very interesting trip because I've been using trains for many years while living in the UK, and it was my first experience using the train in America. And let me close this first session out with this music, which was composed by me, and the title is Victory One. And it should start in a minute. Victory One. Victory won. Our victory won. Our victory won. I know your life will turn around from upside down. You walk away, holding on to life long gone. Jesus came and led you away, still you cling on. False promises made to you, you know they aren't true. It's time for you to let go and build a huge tomorrow.